Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachelle Glendon. It is so lovely to have you here. So today's video, I wanted to talk about choosing a theme word for the year, which is something that I have done every single year for at least 7 years now. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Yes Man. I think it came out, it's got with Jim Carrey now. It came out, I'm sure you have. It came out in 2009 or 2010 or something like that. And in that movie, he chooses the word, he decides to say yes to every opportunity that comes his way. In 2010, I was in my 6th year of uni. I was going to be graduating that year. And I just felt like I had made so many sacrifices, especially socially, to complete my uni. I was working full time, I was studying full time. I had to say no to almost everything that I ever got asked. I watched that movie and I thought it was brilliant. I really love that movie. It's one of my all-time favorites. Anyway, not to say that it's just all about the movie. I also, yes, anyway, long story short, I met Rolly in 2010, not long after my relationship had ended. So I've been doing a word for the year since I was 24. So I hadn't picked a word for the year in 2010, but I had realized that my life had gotten to a stage where I just felt really stagnant and stuck. And I was saying to myself, I'm 24, I'm in this situation, and I'm 23 at the time because I turned 24 at the end of the year. I'm in this situation where I just cannot see that this is going to be my life and for the next 50 years. So I decided to make a change. And as soon as I made that decision to start doing things differently, leave that relationship and all of that stuff, I saw huge differences. Like when I met Rolly, we worked out that he had made a similar decision approximately around the same time as me, and then we met about 2 months later. It was all meant to be. It was a bit of fate that brought us together. Ever since then, I have decided to have a theme word for the year. Obviously, saying yes to everything became a little bit overwhelming. I was also studying full-time at that point. I was also working full-time, and actually I was working part-time, but life was pretty hectic. I was in a new relationship. In 2012, I actually started a blog. It was my very first blog. It's called My Satin Epoch. In my blog, I wrote a lot about it, and I tried to find my blog, but I actually cancelled my domain, so it's gone. I've since also had a blog under my maiden name, Rachelle Hawken, and that was when I also trained to become a life coach. So I did have a life coaching business for about a year. I did the training, and then I did had a business where I had clients, and I had a blog attached to that, and I would write a lot about, you know, personal development and things like that. Then I had Max. So towards the end of my pregnancy, I decided to wrap up my coaching business. Yeah, so in previous years, I've had other words. Like the year that I had Max, my word was expansion. I tend to choose my word in November, December for the following year. And my word for 2015 was expansion, because I knew that life was about to get completely different, having a baby, and I was going to change a lot and experience a massive amount of personal growth just from having a baby and becoming a mum. So then in 2016, my word was devotion, because that was the year Rolly and I got married. So to me, that felt like a really positive word. And to me, that means going fully in, being devoted to becoming a mum, being devoted to being a mum, being a wife, most importantly, and, you know, changing my name, things like that, becoming this wholehearted person in my relationship with Rolly and Max. And you know, taking the ultimate risk of like putting my whole heart on the line in that sense. It's a whole new experience for me. I've never been one to do that. I've always held a little bit of something back just to make sure that I can't get hurt. I'm sure we all do that a little bit. So devotion to me was a big word for last year. For 2017, my word was slow. And for me, that word meant just chill out, stop doing so much. It's slowing down. Slow living became our mantra. The way you live your life, how your diary is set up, doing less and living more, having experiences, having that quality time. And I found that slow living kind of encapsulated what I really wanted to achieve for 2017. Yeah, so we have cut back our lives this year considerably, especially the diary. We have had a policy of only doing one thing a day, me and Max especially, meaning like if I've got to catch up with a girlfriend or a birthday party in the morning, that I'm not rushing off to another thing in the afternoon. One of the big things that I always ask myself in terms of doing this is, if I was invited to this thing and it was on tomorrow, would I go? Do I feel I have the energy to go and be present in that situation? And oftentimes the answer is no. When I do get a chance to catch up with my girlfriends, I make the most of that time. I'm there, I'm as present as possible, I'm fully in that moment with them, and I can give everything to them when I'm there with them because I'm not stretching myself too thin. So 2017 has definitely been the year of slow. And then 2018, my word for the year is going to be grow. So sadly it rhymes with slow, which is a bit lame, but my word for the year, grow, encapsulates everything that I want 2018 to be. Obviously, physically I'm going to be growing because I have a baby. We are going to grow as a family unit from that perspective. We have reached, Rolly and I, in our relationship and in our goals for our family, we have reached kind of like the end of our, I guess you'd call it 5-year plan or 6-year plan. So we're just at the beginning of a new, what do we want for our family life kind of phase. And so growing from that perspective is kind of like, I don't know, makes sense. We also, funnily enough, our big focus for 2018 for our home is to get the garden underway. So from that perspective, growing the garden. But mainly for myself as well, to grow more as a person. As I said at the start or somewhere in this video, I am very focused on becoming the best version of myself and always seeking to improve. So grow for me is all about that. Using my brain again. I've recently started taking Spanish lessons, which is really fun. I'm loving it. I also want to do more physical activity. So there's a lot of growth for me in 2018. So if you would like to choose your own word, which I highly recommend that you do, I would just go for something that feels really positive, really inspiring, really aligned, something that makes you feel like, yes, 2018 is going to be amazing. I can't wait to make this my focus. Write it on a piece of paper, stick it on your wall in your office or on your bathroom mirror or something like that, and really think about something that feels really good and happy and positive. That's all I can say. Your word should just pop into your head. If you have the idea that you want to pick a word, just let it sit and ruminate in your brain. Think about it a little bit, and eventually a word will kind of come out on its own. And if you do choose a word, please let me know what it is in the comments below. I would love to know what your word is for the year. I can't believe we're actually getting to that point of the year where it's like a few weeks and it will be 2018. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something of value out of it. And yeah, thank you again for watching. I really appreciate you taking some time out of your day to watch my videos. And if you are subscribed, I will see you tomorrow for another Vlogmas video. Bye!